just when you think that Infantino has got as bad as he could possibly get, as if the stench of corruption around FIFA can't possibly get any more overpowering, then Infantino decides to sell the World Cup, and he sells it to a company that Donald Trump's son-in-law is attached to. It is mind-blowing in its arrogance. And as soon as you heard it, you knew that Trump's fingerprints would be on it somewhere. And it's basically left I think it's even though people had a fair idea what Infantino was all about, I think this one has caused shockwaves. The news from our perspective, from a Scottish view, is that the SFA will be involved in an emergency summit tomorrow. It's getting scrambled as we speak. It'll involve 55 European countries. UEFA has already come out and made its position very clear. Seferin, the president of UEFA, has made it clear that UEFA will seek to oppose this. I think the meeting tomorrow is to find a consensus on the best way to torpedo it. And that may well include the threat to boycott future FIFA events. It is scandalous. It's beyond scandalous. And I'm so glad that there has been an outpouring, even though the SFA haven't said anything. Ian Maxwell will attend it tomorrow. I think part of the complication politically for the SFA is that our president, Mike Mulroney, currently holds a seat as the chairman of FIFA's financial committee. So that's a bit awkward. But I like to think there will be a coordinated strategy, which will come from the collective strength of all 55 European, or maybe not all 55, because the Czech Republic have already come out and thrown their weight behind it. Oh, wow. Every national association has been given a 53-day kind of deadline to get with this. In which case, if you vote with Infantino and you allow this commercial deal to go through, I think it's worth £15 billion. If you back it, then your association will benefit to the tune of $40 million US.
Yeah.
If you don't back it, you'll lose 30 million of that. I mean, it is beyond jaw-dropping. And the bad news is that there will be a collective European trend here, but there's 211 competing nations under FIFA's banner. And I think they only need 106 of them, just over 50%, to vote it through, and it will happen. And we've seen the way that FIFA operates. We've seen the way that people can get bought off from the centre in terms of FIFA. I can only hope that UEFA takes such a strong stance, or the European nations take such a strong stance that if it came down to it, the idea of those countries boycotting the World Cup would mean that the World Cup's not worth anything near what Infantino's trying to sell it for. But it is horrendous. It's horrendous, and it kind of points to a guy that now seems to have some sort of Jesus syndrome. The worst thing that could have happened was him spending time with Trump over these last 18 months, because I'm not sure which one's worse now.
Oh, you can see in the comments there, Nick, that John says even Sepp Blatter's blushing at this. I remember when he was the yardstick for...
Listen, the thing is, he was a repulsive character, Sepp Blatter, and you thought, oh my God, thank God we've got rid of him. And then Infantino's just come in and just went like, hold my beer, and he's up to stakes. It's astonishing. It really is. And these people need to remember, what they need to remember is this isn't their game. They don't own football. The fans own football. The players, the clubs, everybody that watches it. Football belongs not to FIFA, but to everybody. And for them to think that they can do this, I think it's just the final insult. I think it's disgraceful, disgusting, whatever adjective you want to use.
Oh, that's the thing. They thought the sleaze and the gubbiness was gone with Uncle Sepp Blatter. But like you said, I mean, hold my beers, hold my bung. It's actually. I mean, we thought this the World Cup. You boys were out there, obviously, and the exploitation and financial kind of gubbiness was all there at sea. I mean, the cash grab and that competition we saw with the hydration breaks and half-time shows and all these things to make more money. By the way, a competition and an event that makes more money than sense anyway
Yeah.
Incredible.
But greed is good. Oh, more, they always want more. They always want more. And this is another attempt to monetize the kind of global game. And it's going to cause a problem because, as you touched on, the associations look after themselves and they get promised. That's what happened in their Blatter. And the smaller associations getting weighed in to get votes for certain things. And we're
And
back
that's
to
what's
that
happening
again.
here. And by the way, not only that, but we're going to increase it to 64 nations.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
So that's just a way of buying more votes.
Of course.
It's sickening.
But we're kind of in a situation. No, listen, we're now in a situation where we're kind of having to back a horse and we're saying, right, we're Team UEFA. Listen, UEFA got their own problems, and the clubs are trying to break away from UEFA because they're into it as well. It's just listen, the global game. It's there's so much money swirling around the game, and they're all trying to get their mitts on it in some capacity. So how it ends up in a civil war between UEFA and FIFA. But then UEFA can make a power grab to take over FIFA, and then what happens then? There's every chance they go down the same route. We just don't know. It's like meanwhile, as it tumbles down the chain, and the knock-on effect is felt at the ground level by supporters. So who knows how it ends up? But it's not going to be pretty, that's for sure.
Well,
I know we've got to speak to Mick about stuff, but and this point has been raised previously, and do you know something? I can't defend it because I'm all for saying I don't believe in corruption in Scottish football. I've said that when people say, "Oh, this ref's bent," or "This is dodgy," or I just don't believe it. I think we've got a clean sport in this country, but it's really difficult to continue to stick rigidly with that line because I believe it to be true, and I want it to be true, and I hope it's true, and I trust it's true. But how can you say that when you look at what's going on there? At the highest echelons of the game.
No.
It's this is so damaging for football and the reputation of football in every country. I think these people should be ashamed of themselves, but they won't be.
I think you're right. Brass necks doesn't do it justice.